In this video, I'm going to show you how to learn endgames on chess.com in a simple step-by-step way, so you can start building real endgame skill instead of just guessing when the board gets simplified. Endgames are one of the most important parts of chess because this is where a lot of close games are decided. If you know how to win a pawn ending, how to convert a rook ending, or how to handle minor piece positions, you can turn half points into full points much more often. And the best part is, chess.com has a built-in learning section that makes it easy to practice these ideas directly on the site. If this video helps you, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more simple tutorials just like this. All right, let's jump right in. First, open chess.com and make sure you are signed into your account. Once you're on the homepage, look at the left sidebar. You'll see a section called Learn, and it usually has a graduation cap icon next to it. Hover over Learn to open the learning menu. This is where chess.com keeps a lot of its training tools, including lessons, puzzles, and special practice areas. When the menu appears, click on Endgames. After you click Endgames, chess.com will take you into the Endgame training section. This is where you can practice different types of simplified positions that help you understand how to finish games properly. You'll usually see multiple endgame categories available, and each one focuses on a different type of position. For example, you may see pawn endgames, rook endgames, or minor piece endgames. These categories are important because each type of ending has its own strategy and its own winning technique. Now choose the category that matches what you want to study. If you're just getting started, pawn endgames are a great place to begin because they teach you basic ideas like opposition, king activity, and how to promote a pawn safely. If you want something a little more advanced, you can move into rook endings, where you learn how to activate your rook, cut off the enemy king, and create passed pawns. And if you want to work on bishop or knight endings, the minor piece section is a good choice because it helps you understand how to use your pieces effectively when the board is almost empty. Once you select a category, click Practice. This is the part where chess.com lets you actually play against the computer from that endgame position. Practicing is important because endgames are not just about reading ideas, they're about recognizing patterns and making the right moves under pressure. When the practice board opens, take a moment to look at the material on the board and think about what your goal is. Are you trying to promote a pawn? Are you trying to stop your opponent's pawn from queening? Are you trying to bring your king closer to the action? These are the kinds of questions you should always ask in an endgame. As you play, don't rush. Endgames often reward patience more than speed. Try to focus on king activity first, because in most endgames, the king becomes one of the strongest pieces on the board. Move your king toward the center or toward the side of the board where the action is happening. If you're practicing with pawns, pay attention to pass pawns, pawn structure, and whether your king can support promotion. If you're in rook endings, remember that active rooks are usually better than passive rooks, and checking from behind is often a strong idea. If you're in a minor piece ending, look for good squares for your bishop or knight, and avoid letting your opponent's king become too active. Another useful tip is to repeat the same category multiple times. You do not need to learn every endgame all at once. A better approach is to practice one type until you start recognizing the common patterns. For example, if you practice pawn endings several times, you'll begin to understand when to push, when to wait, and when to use your king to support the pawn. Then you can move on to rook endings and build up your knowledge step by step. That's how real improvement happens, through repetition and pattern recognition. If you make a mistake, that's actually a good thing, because it shows you exactly what you still need to learn. Endgames are one of the best places to make mistakes in a practice environment, because you can see the consequences clearly and improve without losing a real game. Take a second after each attempt to think about what went wrong. Did you move your king too late? Did you miss a promotion chance? Did you allow an opponent's pass pawn to advance? Those are the lessons that help you improve fastest. You can also use these endgame lessons as a warm-up before playing ranked games on chess.com. Spending just a few minutes in the endgame section before you start playing can sharpen your calculation and help you feel more confident when the board gets simplified. That way, when a real game reaches the endgame, you already have some practice with the ideas, and you're much less likely to panic. So to recap, hover over Learn in the left sidebar, click Endgames, pick a category like pawn, rook, or minor piece, and then click Practice to start training against the computer. That's the simplest way to learn endgames on chess.com and build stronger endgame habits over time. If you found this tutorial useful, please give it a like, subscribe for more step-by-step software guides, and I'll see you in the next one.